support this morning. They said there was no brain function. So he was on life support when I first read this morning. And then this afternoon, after I came in from doing the yard, I saw some what these other outlets and then all these artists was posting that he had died.
Oh, that fuck.
Like, man, the fucking addiction, man, that should have. Every time, I mean, he tried for years to try to kick that shit.
Is that what killed him?
Yeah, he ended up having an overdose on. He overdosed on Friday and had a heart attack.
I knew it was a heart attack. I thought it was like it's just from so many years of being on the shit.
Nah,
it just caught up to him. That's what I thought it was. And, man.
Nah, he OD'd.
Fuck, bro, that's sad.
Yeah. So, I mean, he tried. He definitely tried. At least he didn't try to get off of it. Yeah. He tried, but
he fell off for a while because of that shit.
Yeah. Sometimes you just can't kick that shit no matter what you do. That demon will always be there.
And then one slip up.
That's like this weed demon, man. I'll be trying to shake these trees, but that shit just be calling my name.
Hey,
that's different though.
Last I checked, there were no statistics of this shit killing nobody. So
I just damn near blew through like 2 ounces in a week by myself.
Damn, man, couldn't call me for that.
Right. Usually I'm like one blunt, I'm cool. Man, I think last weekend, I smoked like between Friday and Sunday, I must have smoked like at least like 8 blunts. Between Friday, I was just like a chimney.
Hey, I do that shit too, though. Like during the week, I won't show you, and then I come back from work, and I'll smoke like one blunt. I'll smoke like half of it at one point, and then the other half before I go to bed. But during the weekend, bro, I'll sit there and fucking puff on 3-4 of them a day.
Yeah.
if I can, if I have the supply to do it, I will.
Yeah. Well, my boy right now, like I've been getting, I got this banana orange sherbet that I've been getting from my boys. It's like 100 a zip, and they some fat zips too. So I just be on here. So I'm like, that's like all day. He always got different like strands. Every time I hit him up, he always got something.
Where's Kay? Where is she? Damn, Brandon Marshall made himself meme. Damn, man, I'm seeing like so much DMX stuff going up right now.
Oh yeah,
it's like
yeah. I've been on the playlist like all day. I'll probably even like get on like Twitch, probably like later on tonight or tomorrow and just spin like DMX for like hours.
I was like, everybody in the world right now should be bumping the fucking Rough Riders anthem.
Yep.
Like, everybody should be bumping that shit. You know?
Yeah, he had hits after hits.
I know, but dude, that's like, you hate to see that much talent go like that. Like that's the whole.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's like you respect the fuck out of them. Like they're the kind-hearted people that they like really are. But just they have, like you said, like they just have those demons.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild, man. That's fucking wild. What's up, Kay? Yeah.
Hello.
Konnichiwa, people.
Well, I feel like we ain't been on here hella long.
Bro.
Me and Kay were on last week, but after that,
I did last week.
Once a week does feel like.
Yeah, and then like if you miss a week, you'll be seeming like hella long. I'm like, damn. I got my COVID vaccine last week, my second one.
There you go.
All done.
You don't need to do that shit. You can walk around free.
Yep.
Okay, the Jets got rid of him. The Jets got rid of Sam.
Did they get rid of him?
Yep, on to Carolina he goes.
Oh damn! Like I said, I ain't caught up on no sports at all. Like in about damn near like a week or so.
For a second rounder, a fourth rounder,
and a sixth.
and a sixth. And a sixth. That's a slap in the face.
Yeah, it was a sixth this year.
Oh man. Well, so now we know the Jets for sure are going quarterback number 2.
Which means Mac Jones is coming to the Niners.
Fuck you. Stop it.
Return of the
I'll
Mac.
take Justin Fields, and then the Falcons could go take Mac Jones whatever they want. I don't give a shit. Give me Justin Fields. I'll be cool with that. I still think it's too goddamn much to go up to get him for how much we gave up for him, but I would rather take Justin Fields over Zach or was it Mac Jones? No.
I think America needs to get over themselves.
He had a Heisman winning trophy wide receiver and another wide receiver who's projected to be the top wide receiver in this year's draft. This last year. If he didn't do well, there's no point. Absolutely no point. I that's what I'm saying. Don't let the numbers fucking fool you, man. He had good weapons.
So you mean to tell me he had good weapons on Clemson? He had like the number 2 running back in the country. He had like 3 top receivers. Like, bro, Trevor's good, but like let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be all the way honest with ourselves. All that hype and shit they gave to like Tua and shit like that, he ain't do no better than Mac Jones.
Trevor Lawrence won a national title as a freshman, a true freshman, against an Alabama team that was projected to wipe the floor with them. And he didn't just win, he beat that ass.
I said Tua, dude.
I thought you were doing the comparison like with Trevor and everything. I was like, wait, whoa, what? I'm like, wait a minute. But even Tua's like, again, it's one of those, yeah, you see the potential, you see the shine that it could be there, but he just can't stay healthy. And eventually, those injuries catch up to you when it comes to the skill. You're not able to run and do shit that you want to do when you keep fucking up your ankles and knees. Like, it's just not going to work that way. So Tua just remains to be seen. Like, could he be good? Absolutely he could. But there's always that chance, man. Injuries kill promising careers all the time. All the time. But again, Tua is one of those quarterbacks that, like the whole thing I always say, Alabama and Oklahoma quarterbacks never really succeeded.
That was my point. I was gonna say over themselves. No matter where a kid picks to go to school, shouldn't determine their skill level. You know what I'm saying? Like if a guy sucks, he sucks. If he's good, he's good. That's as simple as that. No matter what school they went.
I'm just saying they always say the guys are good coming out of college. There's always the skill level. They're always good. They're always this. But once they get to the NFL, just something happens. I don't know what it is. It's just that's what happens.
What I'm saying is, like, it's just a lot of quarterbacks that have broke the mold from their school's name. Main one, Tom Brady. Name another quarterback from Michigan.
From Michigan?
Yep.
I mean, nobody that was like, I mean, you got, what is it, Chad Henne? You had him come from there. Anybody else from Michigan?
That's what I'm saying. Name somebody.
Not really that I can think of, no.
My point. So now name another. Now here's the second one. Name another quarterback from Purdue.
Other than Drew Brees?
Name somebody productive. My point is the legends in the game of the NFL broke the mold for their schools, like Peyton Manning in Tennessee. So it shouldn't matter where they went to school. Their production in the league should matter more than what the fuck they went to college at. And the thing is, what I've been saying to you, I see something in Mac Jones that's different than all the other Alabama quarterbacks. Like, I honestly think y'all will be really successful with Mac Jones over Justin Fields, because y'all gonna get Justin Fields and y'all gonna try to play into the hype. Oh, we're back in 2012. Oh, let's go. Sorry, smoking.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Hold on. Give me a quick second.
So yeah, man. See, so what I was saying last week, my pick, I thought the Jets was gonna get Kyle Pitts. If they would have kept Sam Darnold, I thought they was gonna get Kyle Pitts, but when they traded, I know that shit was over.
Yeah.
Yeah, they disrespected Darnold.
And the GM came out and said, I don't give two shits what anybody thinks about it either. Literally, that's a quote. He doesn't give two shits. That's a quote right there.
Sam Darnold had to get out of New York.
Oh, he did. He's got a much better offensive coordinator in Carolina, too, so.
Yeah, with the same quality O-line. I don't think you understand how.
When healthy. I'll give that. I'll give it that. All right, let's get this started. Hold on, we'll talk more. Let's get this started. Ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Friday, April 8th, 2021. Welcome to the All Pro JAFFOs, episode 64. And coming to you live on YouTube from Coach Nation's Zoom room, where we break it down on Breaking Ground. Episode, as always, brought to you by Groundbreaking Enterprises. Together, we can form a groundbreaking solution. I'm your host, JP. Alongside me, as always, the best DJ in the entire West Coast, Mr. DJ Mad Six.
What up?
And the 610 Beast from the Southeast with a game tomorrow, Mr. Country K.
Konnichiwa, people.
It's always the same tone, like every time. There's no up or down. It's always the same. Like, it's always the same thing. Well, welcome, guys. Welcome. Again, it is Friday. A lot has happened since last week when me and Kay talked about what was going on then. But now, last week we were talking about how the possibility of the Jets getting Kyle Pitts tied in if they kept Sam Darnold. Well, Jets said, fuck that. We're giving up Sam Darnold. We're going for Zach Wilson with the number 2 pick. Pretty much. Jets general manager came out and said he can give it 2 shits of what anybody thinks about the trade. He was going to do what he's going to do. And it just made it very clear what the Jets were going to do. So now that happened, everybody pretty much guarantees what the first 3 picks in the draft are going to be. They're going to be a quarterback. There have been rumors going around about the Falcons at number 4, whether they're going to stay there or are they going to trade out of the number 4 spot. And if they do trade out, who would be the ones to trade in to get one of these top 4 quarterbacks? Deshaun Watson's story is getting crazier and crazier as the days go by. Judge ordered today that 13 out of the 22 people need to resubmit their civil suits with their names attached to them. So they have to identify themselves. And so far, the ones who have the lawyer for Deshaun Watson teams has come out and said that, those were consensual times. We've had this conversation before. People do that all the time. They'll have sex with the guy and then, because he has all that money, try to diminish the name. Now, they still need to prove whether or not it was consensual. But nonetheless, right now, the fact that pretty much all of them now need to be identified, it makes it a lot easier, at least for Deshaun Watson. But then it comes up to what is the league going to do against Deshaun Watson now? Because they've suspended people before getting convictions or, guilty or not guilty verdicts all the time. So there is a possibility that the league can basically shut Deshaun Watson down for a few games this year. So let's get it started. Let's start with the Jets. Jets trade Sam Darnold for, what'd you say, Kay? It was this year's sixth, a fourth, and a second. Was it this year's second or, yeah, this year's second, a sixth, and next year's fourth?
I thought it was this year's sixth, second and fourth.
It was this year's second. This year's second round, I think, also the sixth. I think so. It was both the second and the sixth, and then the fourth round pick.
I mean, you're in front of you, dude.
Did what?
You have the computer in front of you.
Yeah, I have a computer, but I'm doing it. Also have a phone. All right. Let's see. Sam Darnold trade. Okay. He traded to the Panthers for 3 picks. Like oh, no, you're right. Damn, a 6th rounder this year, and then a 2nd and 4th next year. Yeah, that is disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie. But that was a move. That was a move that Carolina. I mean, why wouldn't you jump on that? They were in the middle of the pack. They have no quarterback. I mean, you get a 23-year-old Sam Darnold with a better offensive coordinator. Who knows what ends up happening? I saw.
Better than.
So what?
You think that'll work better than Teddy Bridgewater?
I think they're already trying to shop Teddy Bridgewater.
No, I understand that. I already see your personal opinion. Do you think this is going to work better than Teddy Bridgewater?
Sam Darnold over Teddy Bridgewater?
In Carolina. That's the situation right now.
That's tough. I mean, you already know that they're going to be shopping Teddy because of the fact that they traded for Sam. So, I mean, if you look at longevity, if you look at, obviously Sam Darnold's the younger of the two and supposedly has the bigger upside. I mean, I think this is a win for Carolina, to be honest with you. And if they can get some good value out of Teddy Bridgewater too, but I think Carolina's on the right path here. I think Sam Darnold's probably, I guess, in long-term solutions is the better solution.
Okay.
Kay doesn't agree. Tell me why. Give me a reason on Teddy.
I would stay with Teddy. He has done nothing to lose his. Because Teddy was in New Orleans, went 4-0, and had to sit the rest of the year. Got shipped off to Carolina. Went to Carolina. Lost Christian McCaffrey, week 1? Or like between week 1 and week 3. He lost Christian McCaffrey early. Had no run game after that. He had to run. right? He had no run game, and on top of that, he only had one wide receiver. That's a one-dimensional player in Robbie Anderson. He really ain't have much over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the fact that they're sitting here not realizing that he ain't really have shit, and they're just so. Let me just say it like this: this is like say if the Niners fired Kyle Shanahan after this, like at the end of this past season, like say y'all went 6-10 and they fired him, knowing good and damn well y'all lost all y'all players to injury, right? Same thing is Teddy Bridgewater's situation. It's like, you know damn well I lost my best player very early. I have nothing. You didn't try to give me nothing, and you wanted me to make something work. It's disrespectful. It's like Carolina's just disrespectful. I would never want to play for the Panthers. They did Cam dirty. They just did Teddy dirty. They'll do Christian McCaffrey dirty. Fuck them. Fuck the Panthers. Like, I'm serious. Like, fuck the Panthers. Rivalry with them. Honestly, I look at them as like one of the stepchildren that's like the other kids beat up, and it's like you don't really want to fuck with them like that. It's like, I ain't finna come put you on for you, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's what this is.
What do you think, Matt Six? Would you go Teddy or would you go Sam?
I definitely stick with Teddy. I like Teddy Bridgewater, so like I said, he did good over in. I like when he was over in the Saints for that. When Breeze went down, and he came out there and he balled. I'm like, okay, hey, you got a backup that's still winning. When you gone, then you got something, So yeah, he definitely should have stayed. So,
man, well, that was the thing when he went 4-0 in New Orleans. That was one of the things. That's kind of what everyone already figured. You kind of knew that the Saints were going to be sticking with Drew Brees at least for one more year before that. After that, Taysom Hill was already being a big part of that offense. For Teddy Bridgewater to go 4-0, you kind of already knew that he was going to have a lot of trade value. Mm-hmm. So then when he did go to Carolina, you would think, oh yeah, he's going to turn it up. But like Kay said, he didn't really have shit other than Robbie Anderson, especially when McCaffrey went down week 2. So I mean, you guys, good points, but I mean, in reality, I don't think that's how Carolina's looking at it at all. They're going to look at it as 23-year-old kid who has all the potential in the world. Teddy Bridgewater, who in a lot of the people in the NFL would consider a journeyman quarterback and hasn't really had the chance to be a legitimate starter with a good shot at doing something. And that's not Teddy's fault at all. I agree. I agree with Matt Six. I'm a fan of Teddy Bridgewater too. I think he's a great quarterback. It's just the health. It's after he got that concussion, and what is it? It wasn't just the concussion. What was it? His knee and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when you look at a guy who's had major injuries to the point where one of those injuries had him sit out for almost 2 years. It's when you look at it from, I guess, the business standpoint, I guess this is playing devil's advocate. If you really look at it, they look at it as Sam Darnold being is the for sure deal. The for sure, we got this 23-year-old kid who has a lot of potential. We give him the weapons that we need with this mid-first round pick. Instead of having to worry about getting a quarterback now, we can actually go after a wide receiver, one of the top wide receivers that are in the draft. This year we can go and get him another weapon. And then, McCaffrey's back, boost up the O-line just a little bit. And, Sam Darnold can do what he does. But with Teddy, it's really interesting because I really do think that Teddy could do the same thing. But now, if you're Carolina, you just got Sam Darnold. Who would benefit most in a trade for Teddy Bridgewater? What team out there right now would benefit from getting Teddy Bridgewater?
Dallas.
As a starter, I should say.
Well, yeah, as a starter, no, but because you never know what with Dak coming back, you never know what he's gonna do and who the Dallas really have as a backup right now.
They don't have Dalton anymore.
So and they got. I mean, I'm looking now. They got in this upcoming draft. They got 10 picks in this draft. They got 2 picks in 3, 4, and 6. So Dallas got 10 picks this draft. So.
I mean, I care less about how many picks you got. It's a matter of how do those picks produce.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. With Teddy Bridgewater, where do you go to be a starter? Like what team? Go back to New Orleans?
New Orleans is the only team that needs Teddy Bridgewater, but the problem is Carolina not going to trade him there. That's the whole fucking problem. So
yeah, within the division, it's just
I don't free agent. So I mean, I feel like Teddy will fuck around and end up like in fucking Denver. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he'll end up in Denver. Like that's probably where he end up. If Denver doesn't trade up to Atlanta, trade up with Atlanta to get that 4th pick, then Teddy Bridgewater best bet might be to go to fucking.
So you have no faith in Drew Lock.
Drew Lock showed me this year that
fuck, that's interesting. Teddy Bridgewater
I don't think
to Denver. That's very interesting. With Jerry Jeudy and Noah Fant. Got Melvin Gordon there in the backfield. Teddy Bridgewater in Denver actually looks pretty good right now. That honestly might be the best landing spot for him.
Yeah, but it might not. Because you got to think about it like this. Like 2 years with him, right? They signed Teddy to a 3-year deal, right? Like originally, before this season.
Yeah.
It was like a 3-year deal, if I'm not. So you got to think about it. Who's Denver's going to trade to get a starting quarterback? You know what I mean? You already know certain players on Denver's roster is off the table. You know what I mean? You know them 2 big DNs is off the table. Matter of fact, just say it like this: the D-line is off the table. They just got Melvin Gordon, so they're not going to trade him, and they're not trading Jared Jeudy. So who do they trade outside of those players to get Teddy Bridgewater?
Maybe it doesn't even have to be players; it could just be draft picks.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now, you gotta salary match that one.
You have to, but that's the thing. Like you said, if they really don't have any faith in Drew Lock, then either trade him or cut him. If he's not going to be the answer for you, Teddy Bridgewater's already proven that he can be a legitimate quarterback if you give him a good chance. So, at that point, if you're going to trade for Teddy Bridgewater, get rid of Lock. It's not that big a deal. At least I wouldn't think.
You keep Lock because he's still shown potential to be able to throw the ball. He's just not a leader. You know what I'm saying? So you put him on the bench like, hey, bro, this season, timeout, because you just did that fuck shit that could have jeopardized the whole damn NFL season. So go ahead, have a seat, big dog. You made us go sign a dude that was working at fucking Kroger's before he got here. You know what I'm saying? Like he played quarterback, he a wide receiver, dog. Like, go sit on the bench, watch Teddy work, watch Teddy operate, watch Teddy, you know what I'm saying? Watch Teddy do his thing. And then that way, if an off chance, because Teddy has had a couple injuries, if an off chance Teddy gets hurt, we still got your sorry ass. You know what I'm saying? Because if you fuck around and you get rid of a quarterback that you got on rookie deal, you're gonna have to go sign somebody on vet minimum, and that shit. Then you're gonna have that same problem. They just got Drew Lock last year. You know what I'm saying? So they got him for another couple years. So I would keep him as a backup for at least 1 year. On the off chance Teddy take their ass to the fucking playoffs, then you got him for 2 years on the bench.
Makes sense. Makes sense to me. Shit. One of the only times I've been speechless. Not bad. Not bad. Well, so Deshaun Watson. We already talked a little bit. We already talked a little bit about it. People are toxic as fuck on Twitter, bro. People are crazy on Twitter. Like, it's just no. I literally put up on there just like, it's always been innocent until proven guilty. But we don't live in that type of society, do we? Nope. Without any of the fucking facts, without any of the people are so willing to fucking condemn this man. It's insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me. I mean, if he did do it, then fuck him. But if he didn't, man, even if he didn't, and it was proven that he didn't, people would still be saying that he did. That's just, I don't know, man. The way it's looking right now with all the other civil suits, they have to attach their names and everything like that, because it makes it harder for Watson to be able to prove his case if he doesn't know who the hell it is. If he doesn't know, who's saying stuff, how can he actually bring you proof or whatever of that he didn't do anything wrong? So it makes sense. Again, 13 out of the 22 have to redo it and attach their names to it so that Deshaun Watson can basically defend himself. And like I said, the lawyer already came out and said at least 6 of those I think he knew for sure. The other ones are still, I guess, doing some more digging, but 6 of them for sure he knew were consensual acts. Like, it was a mutual thing that both of them, obviously we know consensual. So again, I think at worst, Watson will probably settle out of court. And if he settles, he's going to have somebody like Kay calling him a rapist for the rest of his life, because when you settle, that means you're guilty. You're just paying somebody off. So, I mean, I would, if he settled, I'd be like, oh, so you did do something wrong. You did, okay. All right. Yeah, see, now you've lost all the respect. But best case scenario gets, nothing happens to him. But again, we talked a little bit earlier, the NFL has a history of suspending people before any convictions or anything of that sort come out. So let's say he does get suspended. How many games does he go down for?
Half the season. I just don't believe you got this many women who's come forward and he didn't do nothing. It's a substantial amount of women, and that's why everybody condemning them. I can see like one that it's like, yeah, like they said, but you got a ton of women that's coming forward that.
I mean, a lot of them, again, were anonymous, but then, you look at it and go, I mean, how big does this conspiracy really go if it really is a conspiracy?
Well, and they said, like, the last I read, when I read last week, they said the police were actually even investigating some of these incidences now. So now, the police are starting to get involved. They wasn't involved before, but now, they're getting involved in this. So for them to get involved, and there got to be something for them to want to start looking into stuff. So I don't think all of them, but I do probably. I feel that there's all it's gonna take is one or two. That's all it takes.
Got anything on that, Kay?
I 100% agree with Mad Sticks, to be honest with you. I'll be honest. He's Shuttle. I'm giving him the Big Ben treatment. I'm trying my best. Trying my best not to give him the Big Ben treatment now. Like I said, I understand as a Southerner how corrupt these states are, and I understand that Houston, Texas is one of the big money makers in that state. So if they want to continue to make money in a market that's like Texas, you know what I'm saying? They gonna need Deshaun, because like say they get somebody like they fuck around and go back to the Brock Osweiler days. It was pre-COVID and people weren't going to the fucking games. You know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't games then.
But here's the thing. Why would you do that to somebody to make them stay?
Manipulation. You can break Deshaun down, he settles, right? He settled the case. He get that scarlet letter, but he stays. He gotta pull a Big Ben. He gotta play the rest of his career in Houston, because that's the only team that's gonna accept him now with that scarlet letter. You can say whatever the revisionist history, but realistically, nobody wanted Big Ben when he had this case going on. Not one person. Because this was right after he had gotten a motorcycle crash. He's been showing a lot of signs of immaturity at an older age.
Very true.
So that's what I'm saying. Nobody wanted Big Ben like that. You can see him say, "Oh, he's allowed." Nah, man, bro, miss me with the bullshit. Who is Big Ben made better? Big Ben inherited fucking Hines Ward and fucking the bus. Won a bowl early in his career. They made him better. They made him understand the game more. When he got AD didn't get better on him. AD just worked hard.
Yeah.
AD always had that. Look what college AD came from, and he made it to the fucking league. Regardless if it was the 6th round, he still made it from a little ass school. So that's just my thing is AD always been AD. I don't think Big Ben made him better.
Fair.
So
that's fair.
As I end this little piece, I was just saying, like, it's manipulation. They can manipulate somebody like Deshaun because he's been vocally saying he wants out because of certain things. And if you can get, I'm gonna say it like this: Donald Trump got thousands of people to go back into a convention during COVID. You mean to tell me the owner of the Houston Texans can't pay 22 women? I'm very certain Robert Kraft was fucking them hoes way longer than what the fuck we found out. My point is, these owners got enough money to hide shit.
I mean, again, I hope he's cool, but if he's not, it's just, it always brings you back to one of those, like, I don't give a fuck how much money or how famous you are. Why would you think it's okay to just do some stupid shit like that? You know how culture is nowadays. You know the whole cancel culture and everything. You know how all that shit is nowadays. And you're still going to try and fucking put yourself in that hole? Like, come on. Just fucking common sense, guys. Like, fucking A.
I feel like I'm being devil's advocate in this point, just based on what I'm saying. But at the same time, let me say it to y'all like this, right? You said it's 13 women that's yet to be seen and yet to be heard, right?
No, there's 13 women. There's 13 women who have to refile the lawsuit with their name. They were anonymous before. Now they have to be identified. So they have to resubmit those civil suits with their names attached.
I got it. So basically, it was off of the word of the lawyer, right? So think of it like this: say because of that lawyer has had a suspicious rap for trying to grandstand and shit like that. Say those 13 women are false and it's fake as shit. They just eliminated six women saying it was consensual.
Mm-hmm.
As an NFL quarterback, I'm very certain he could forget 3 women he had sex with. I ain't played the NFL, and I forgot 3 women I had sex with. You get what I'm saying? Like, if the number goes down to 9 and he proves 6 of them, you can guarantee that shit is a setup. Like, 3 of those women could be false too. Just say that number just slides, and all of it's false. But like I said,
22.
It's true. I'm be. That's why I say I feel like he manipulated America and trying to manipulate Deshaun's mind. You break it. You put a number that's so fucking crazy to where it's like what the fuck? In reality, it's 6.
Fucking wild. And the last thing we're getting into, now that we know that the Jets have gotten rid of Sam Darnold, we know the 1 and 2 are obviously going to be quarterbacks. Even we know the 3rd pick is going to be a quarterback. It's just a matter of who. Now, do we have a situation to where we have 4, potentially all 5 top QBs go in the first 5 picks? Like, first of all, when's the last time we've seen that in NFL history, if we've ever seen that in NFL history? I don't think that's ever happened. 5 quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think that's ever happened in league history. If we can find it somewhere, that'd be great. But I don't think that would ever happen. But does it have the potential this year to happen that way? Like,
I say yeah, because like right now, it seems like the NFL, like a lot of these quarterbacks like older. It's time for that newer generation to start moving in. So a lot of these teams have like these older quarterbacks that, you know, it's time for them to move on. So you got to start thinking about the future. You know, some of these fools got like 1, 2 years, you know, left in their career. So why not snatch up some good talent right now that, you know, give them some time to train under these dudes or start or whatever, you know, wherever they may go.
What do you think, Kay?
That's real. Hey, I agree. I agree with him 100%. Let's make it, like, look at the top teams. Top 5 teams outside of the Bengals, because the Bengals most likely not going for a quarterback.
No, I think the Bengals are going to go. The Bengals are where? At 5?
Yeah, they're going pitch. They're going pitch for sure.
I was thinking that they might. I think the Bengals have if they're number 5, then I think the Bengals have the potential to. They could trade out, but not far enough to where they're probably still in the top 10, and go and get Joe Burrow's favorite target from college, fucking Jamar Chase. That's what I'm thinking the Bengals are going to do. I think with the number 5 pick, they're either going to trade out or they're going to get Jamar Chase right there. That's what I think, especially since the Bengals don't have A.J. Green anymore.
Receiver. Jamar Chase is a receiver for Bama?
LSU. That was Joe Burrow's favorite target last year during the Heisman year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Side of Randy Moss's son. Gotcha.
Randy Moss's son is Thaddeus Moss, and he's a tight end. And I think he's still in school. I don't think he came out.
I know he's still in school. He was a freshman last year.
Oh, okay, then yeah. Fuck, he was a freshman last year? Hey, bro, he might be a top tight end prospect when he comes out.
That shows you how much I watch LSU. Almost there. That shows you how much I watch LSU, though.
Yeah, I think the Bengals for sure. I really do think that they can trade out and still be fine to be able to get Jamar Chase, because if the first four quarterbacks or first four picks are quarterbacks, you still have all of this talent on the board that you could be able to drop back a couple of picks and still get draft capital for this year or later on. So I'm thinking the Bengals are in a pretty good spot right now at number 5 because they can do a lot with it. Because because I guarantee you, because we know the Niners are going to go quarterback. If the Falcons decided to go quarterback, then whoever's at the number 5 is already looking at the board going, fuck. The top 4 guys are already off the board. Whoever the next team that's most desperate for a quarterback is going to trade up into the draft to go get the number 5 guy. If first 3, they may be fine. But if 4 quarterbacks go back to back to back to back, we might be seeing a top 5 quarterback draft for the first time in NFL history. And that's a high possibility considering the way everything looks right now. But like, let's see. Let's see the draft order here. Let's see. I can't see it on my phone. NFL. Hold on. Order.
Can you guys hear me?
Now I can hear you.
I was wondering what the fuck happened. My mic got. But anyway, a random thought while y'all looking that shit up.
I'm looking at it right now. You got the Jags, the Jets, the Niners, the Falcons, the Bengals, and then you have the Dolphins, the Lions, Panthers, Broncos, Cowboys. That's the top 10. So out of the top 10 right there, they could trade with the Denver Broncos if they decide not to go with Teddy Bridgewater and draft a quarterback. But I don't see any other teams in the top 10. Miami, I don't think they're going to draft another quarterback. Detroit just got Goff. Panthers just got Sam Darnold. Cowboys have Dak. So Denver is the only one in the top 10 that you can possibly trade out from the 5 and still be able to get Jamar Chase if you're the Bengals. I don't think they can leave the top 10 of the draft and still be able to get Chase. I don't see it happening. Because even after the top 5, the next, you got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, most of the teams have quarterbacks already that they will probably go tight end with Pitts or one of the top wide receivers to help out the quarterbacks that they already have. So, what do you think, Kay?
All right. So my question is, where do you think Jamar Chase goes? Right. You just said the Dolphins had 6.
Yep.
Just give me the last 5 picks again.
You've got the Dolphins.
6 to 10.
You got Dolphins, Lions, Panthers, Broncos, Cowboys.
The Cowboys definitely need a backup. I think Trey Lance falls to the Cowboys. Unless the Cowboys wise up and do what the fuck I've been saying the whole time and trade Amari, get another fucking receiver to replace his ass. Get two good ass receivers on rookie contracts. You get a whole bunch of picks back. Trade Amari, get them 2 firsts back, but you can get one or some seconds and thirds, and then I would say Chase go there. But I just shouted those picks. Miami might be the only place because they got Gretzky.
Miami's gonna go. Miami's either gonna get either Weddle, the wide receiver from Alabama, or Devontae Adams, because both of them played with Tua. So Miami's gonna go they're gonna pick up one of the Alabama receivers to go with Tua.
I think they're gonna start. I don't think they're gonna do shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't think they just gonna pick players because they played with them in college. I think they're gonna pick a player based on team fit. You know what I'm saying? And the teams they play against and how they play.
So what does Miami do at 6?
You play the Browns. That's what I'm saying. You get a big ass receiver like Chase. That's what I'm telling you. Like, I feel like Fitz is going to fucking the Bengals, and I think Chase is gonna end up in Miami, and I think fucking Trey Lance is gonna fuck around and go to Dallas. That's a Dallas ass pick. But matter of fact, I scratch that because they don't pick quarterbacks first round. Scratch that.
Now we picking.
They gonna get the Heisman winner.
Now we picking the tight end in the first round. We taking Pitts. We need a tight end, so we're gonna take Kyle.
You are not gonna get Pitts at 10.
You don't think so?
Pitts is either gonna go. If the Bengals don't go Chase, they're gonna go Pitts. Or he could even go to the Dolphins or the Lions or the Panthers. Maybe not the Broncos because they already have Fant there, but even then they could have Fant and Pitts. He can go to any one of those teams before he even gets to the Cowboys. He's not going to make it to 10. I don't think Pitts at all will make it to 10. I think at worst, he falls to the Panthers at 8.
Nah, I don't. That's not. The Panthers have had a good track record with drafting good ass tight ends.
That's what I'm saying. See, this could be that situation where the Panthers.
I personally don't think he. I don't think.
I think it could actually happen this way for the Panthers and be able to work out for the Bengals in a certain way. So, Panthers, they didn't trade a whole lot to get Sam Darnold. They just basically traded off a 6th-round pick for this year. They still have everything else. So, they could trade with the Bengals to give some draft capital, go get Pitts there, and then the Bengals, like I said, go with Chase. I really do think the Bengals are really looking at Jamar Chase to bring into Cincinnati since A.J. Green's now gone. And you want somebody who's familiar. I mean, you got somebody who's as familiar with Joe Burrow as anybody else in the league. You know, I really do think that they're going to go after Jamar Chase. But I think they could wait to 8 to be able to get him. So I think Panthers and Bengals can end up switching their picks. Panthers would have to give up, you know, the flip-flop and probably a 2nd and maybe even next year's 3rd or something like that. I don't know what they're going to have to give up, but they're going to have to give up, you know, quite a bit to flip. And then the Panthers go over there and get a weapon for Sam Darnold. They got Robbie Anderson at the wide receiver. They got Christian McCaffrey, and now go get Pitts at tight end. For Carolina, that would be a godsend if they can get to that point. And the Dolphins, like I said, I really do think the Dolphins, at least from what I'm seeing, the Dolphins are looking at one of the Alabama receivers. The Lions could possibly play spoiler and get Jamar Chase ahead of the number 8 spot. but because they just lost Galladay, they don't have Galladay anymore. So I think the Lions are in the market for a receiver. It's just a matter of which one. So if the Dolphins go and get Weddle, then Devontae Adams will go to the Lions. But if Devontae Adams goes to the Dolphins, do Detroit go Weddle or do they do somebody else? So it's just but the possibilities of that happen, especially the way people's draft boards are looking. I mean, I can't speak for the teams, but at least everywhere else that I'm seeing the draft boards, that could be able to happen and be beneficial to both the Bengals and the Panthers. Panthers get a quote-unquote generational tight end that's going to be coming into the league, and Cincinnati gets the wide receiver who knows Joe Burrow better than anybody else that they'd be able to pick up. I think that's best case scenario for those two teams.
I don't. That pretty much finna waste Austin Rich first 3-4 years. You're gonna waste his years because he's in the same division as the Bucks and the Saints that plays great defense against tight ends.
Well, another point to make. Why not? Okay, yeah, they play well against tight ends, but how many tight ends in that division are honestly that good? Other than really, kind of OJ Howard and, Gronk has his days and stuff like that. But other than those guys in Tampa, who else is a good tight end in that division? So I'm thinking you bring in, again, that guy who'd be able to be a problem. You open up everything else, especially for Robbie Anderson and McCaffrey. And if you have that guy at tight end taking up all of the linebackers and basically the safety's attention, you're opening things up for Anderson and McCaffrey. I think that's best case scenario for the Panthers to go and get Pitts at 5 if possible, to switch with Cincinnati, give up some draft capital. Or, again, the Bengals could just not give a shit and at 5 just take Jamar Chase anyway. And then at that point, yeah, Carolina can wait there at 8 to get Pitts. But I think if you're looking at the Bengals wanting to be able to drop down just a little bit to be able to get some more draft capital to be able to build around Joe Burrow, I think that's the best case scenario for the Bengals. And for the Panthers, again, they're getting a tight end that is, better than what Greg Olsen was predicted to be coming out. So I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. The way it looks, I think that's best case scenario for those two teams.
If you think about it, Carolina also loses the opportunity to get those defensive players and gaps they need, because just based on your scenario that you just presented, Carolina will trade down. They'll swap first, but they'll lose a second or third when they already don't have a sixth, and then they lose a second and fourth next season.
So then do you think if they trade up, they would go for the linebacker? They would go after Parsons? Because he's basically everybody's top 3 players in the draft. Overall prospects?
They have a lot of holes to fill. Like, Carolina has a lot of holes to fill. And that's what I'm saying. It's like whoever they draft, they have to think about the next 3 years. Because in those 3 years' time, 2 of them, you got Levante Davis still on the Bucks with Devin White. These are the linebackers that are going to be guarding Pitts in Carolina. They also have DeMario, what's my dude name for the Saints? DeMario 56. He's nice. Matter of fact, the Saints got a good linebacker core too that's still on good contracts. They'll be there for the next years. So that's what I'm saying. It's like they fuck around and get Pitts, which is not a bad pick. I'm not saying that your what you presented was wrong. I agree with it to a degree, but this is the reason why I'm saying that Joe Burrow has the opportunity to just, if you get the one wide receiver, you don't get no other tight end or nothing else later on. you can get a semi-decent receiver in the second round because you got to think about the teams outside the top 10. They need defense as well. You know what I'm saying? They need defense. So a lot of these defensive players are going to go in these later rounds. O-linemen are going to go. You know what I'm saying? In the later rounds. I think the O-linemen's going to get sucked up probably in the back half of the draft, like the late 20s and where we are.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think a lot of the offensive linemen are gonna be starting to get picked up in probably late first, early second rounds. But the defensive players I think are gonna be like mid-round picks. Besides Micah Parsons, I really think Micah Parsons would be. I think, especially for you, Mad Sticks, I think Parsons would be best case scenario for your team because your defense sucks. You need to add a good linebacker back because Vander Esch can't stay healthy. So you got fucking Thad Castle over there that can't get his shit together. You got, I think Michael Parsons to the Cowboys, I think is best scenario for them. I don't think going even offense for the Cowboys is even on their radar right now. I think defense is, or at least should be, strictly what you guys are looking for right now.
Yeah, so in this little mock draft, they're looking at Patrick Surtain from Alabama, cornerback from Alabama. J.C. Horn from South Carolina. Pitts, and then for offensive line, Rashawn Slater from Northwestern.
So if you guys are going defense, they're predicting you guys going more DB, not linebacker.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Micah Parsons lining up next to, God damn it. See, I already forget what your guy's name is. 5'4". Even you forget.
Yeah, Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith,
yeah.
so Jalen Smith and Micah Parsons lining up next to each other, I think that would be nice for you guys. As much as I would hate to see it, I think, that would be best case scenario for you guys because you guys need a leader in that middle linebacker spot. I think Jalen Smith is cool, but I think he's more of an outside guy, to be honest. Go rush the passer type of thing, like outside linebacker, hold up against, so I think Parsons will be more of the middle linebacker than you put Jalen Smith there next to him on the outside. Do you guys run a 4-3 or 3-4?
It'll be a 4-3 this year.
4-3. Actually, you might want to leave Jalen Smith in the middle and have Micah be the strong side to cover the tight ends. He's fast enough. Say what, Kay?
You gotta remember one thing. Even though all those teams were sorry shit this year in that division, bro, they need corners. The Cowboys need corners because the Washington football team is gonna get better, and that boy McLaren is a dog. That boy McLaren is a dog.
Yeah, that dude's good.
Sit there, you go get Micah if you want to. The Cowboys gonna get their ass blasted twice from the Washington football team.
Yes, I think really what they're looking for.
Go ahead, Messer.
I think what they're really looking for is going to be like cornerbacks and that offensive line. So I have a feeling they might pick up the lineman first round, and they're through their 10th pick, Slater for Northwestern. So I have a feeling that's who
probably go for homie from Oregon.
I think it's going to be Slater.
I mean, either way, you guys could use another offensive lineman.
Yeah.
That can't be running around anymore. He's got to be protected in the pocket.
Got to protect that money.
Because you know damn well they're going to be telling Dak, if you I will bench your ass, you fucking run. He's like, sit your ass down. Sit in the pocket. Get rid of that fucking football. Like, fuck that. They're not going to want another situation like that to happen again.
Yeah.
This draft is coming out to be pretty interesting. I'm actually kind of nervous, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know you like him, Kay, but I really don't want Matt Jones. I really don't. I really don't. I don't think he's gonna be that guy. There's nothing really about him that just screams to me that he could be something. That he can be something special. I just don't know. I just don't know. But you see Godzilla vs. Kong yet?
Yep.
What'd you think?
I liked it. It was good. I liked it. It was funny because then it made me start going back and watching the other King Kong movies. So I never really watched it. So I went back and watched like Skull Island and to kind of see. So.
I thought it was pretty good too. They gave the characters a whole lot of personality, I think. Not bad. And was it next week? The 23rd. 2 weeks. Mortal Kombat in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that shit. And
that should be a good
before we head out, everybody, we were talking about it a little bit before we started, but overall, man, rest in peace to DMX, who passed away today at the age of 50. Gone too soon, man. Just see a lot of, really talented people, really talented artists that, again, we're all human. Everybody goes through their shit. Just because, somebody makes a little money doesn't make them really any different than anybody else. We all have flaws. We all have shit we go through. So it really is sad to see somebody with his, caliber of talent, as much of a trailblazer as he was in the rap game, to be honest. It's really sad to honestly see a legend go. So rest in peace to DMX. Yeah, anything for him, Matt Six?
Yeah, man. Rest in peace. It's a hard one to swallow, man. It's like, it's just, I don't know. It's like you just get in that situation, you just get in that lifestyle and just, sometimes you just never come back from it. So it's just, as much as he tried, and, I give him all the credit for trying, because he tried, man, in and out of rehab, he tried. So he just, it was just a habit he just couldn't shake, like, at the end of the day. So definitely rest in peace.
That lifestyle's got to be.
Yeah.
That lifestyle's got to be difficult, especially going through, like when you go through rehab and everything else like that, like you're wanting to better yourself, but that lifestyle, there's so much shit that goes on, man, that it's really difficult not to just, I think I'll be fine after this. I'm like, we'll be cool. We'll be cool. Just a little one's not going to hurt. And it just, it turns into something crazy, man. It's nuts. Yeah, anything to say about,
go ahead. Him, do that versus with Snoop, a couple months ago, to be able to watch that whole thing. It was really the last time we saw him perform, and hey, he performed with a legend, and good time doing it. So we got, that experience. Whoever for all I got to see it, but
gonna be bumping the shit out of DMX music from here on out for the next week and a half or so, probably 2 weeks. Playlist will have a shit ton of DMX on it. Okay, you got anything about DMX?
I'm almost positive DMX gonna drop an album. They gonna put an album together of it. I follow this singer, and they say he's supposed to be like the best hook writer and like singer or whatever the fuck. And he did a song with DMX with Hitmaker making it, like making the beat and all that, producing and all that shit. So, and this was like old DMX. This was like after the versus DMX, with the gray beard and all that. Produced. Like a picture too. But fuck, I'm so sad today because everybody been putting their post stuff about X. Prayers for Simmons family because I just got back home. Appreciate it from the back about the call. But yeah, man, that's tough. That's tough. I think he's gonna put an album out though. I think they're gonna
They're going to have the greatest hits album coming out for him. They're probably going to put the proceeds to the family and everything like that, too. So, but again, rest in peace to DMX. We'll go out with this. I saw a quote. I saw a quote.
Doing something for him.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. They're doing something for him right now. Like, it's, again, man, that's just wild. It's wild to see that. But before we end it, I want to end on a quote that he says that always trust everyone to be themselves, but trust in the fact that you can see them well. That's, for me, that was one of the better quotes I think that I've heard from him that actually, like, fuck, like, that means some shit. Like, that's some real deep shit right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for hanging out with us this Friday. We'll see you guys next Friday. And I promise at least a couple of clips of, like, what we're talking about, like, the on Instagram and stuff. What we've been saying that as days go on, we put, like, 2-3 minute little videos of what we're talking about and what we're seeing and everything like that. We're going to get that out. I promise you. I promise you it's going to happen. But just give us some time. Things are starting to go a little bit more back to normal. And I got a wedding to plan and moving. And, you know, there's a lot of shit going on, man. Give us a break. Give us a break. All right, there's a lot of shit going on. So we're going to make sure we get as much content out as we possibly can. But again, thank you guys for hanging out with us here on YouTube. You guys know where to follow us everywhere else on Twitter. At the JAFFO's AP, on Instagram, PvP Sports, Facebook, Native Rose Productions. You guys know where to get that. DJ Madsticks, find him everywhere. DJMadsticks.com. Was it Black Allies for Black Lives?
Placer County. I got that new gear too. I got the shirt I didn't wear it today, but you know,
Oh,
I got
damn
some gear. Got the hoodies for that too. So yeah. But yeah, just been Baby Royal will be here soon, man. Like 2 weeks. Within the next 2 weeks, he'll be here. I mean, he's doing the 29th, so.
That's gonna be congratulations, bro. I'm gonna be excited about that.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually gonna be excited. I'll be like,
any day. Yeah.
There he is.
Yep.
Country K got himself a football game tomorrow. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna try to make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. But K's got a game tomorrow. You guys know where to find him at Country K. 863, correct?
Yep.
Don't forget the fucking K. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Episode 64, April 8th. Let's all be good to each other, man. Let's all take what we've learned these past few months and stuff like that, and take care of each other. This world could use a lot more love in the world. All right. Once again, rest in peace to DMX. Thank you guys for hanging out. See you later. Deuces.